Alrighty, hello everybody. Welcome back to the One Nation of Gamers Summer Circuit. This is the feature tournament number 1, Group B. We're about to jump into the second match of the day between Hotform and Shoop. It feels like we just started, dog, but we already saw a 3-0 in the first match. What did you think of that match between Mirari and Amaz?
Mirari played outstandingly well. It's not like Amaz played bad. It's just, Mirari made no mistakes, so there's like no saying that he didn't deserve to win. He played very, very well, in my opinion.
Hotform and Shoop, both these guys, like Mirari, won a feature tournament earlier in the past couple weeks. Shoop won EU qualifier number 1, and Root won the NA qualifier number 1. Hotform from Root Gaming, and Shoop from Vicious Syndicate. Hotform, of course, you guys probably know him from his stream. Streams on Twitch quite a bit. He actually has some of the most hours of any Hearthstone Twitch streamer, which is pretty impressive. And Shoop Vicious Syndicate is a team that not many people know about. It's got a pretty big roster, but they had a couple players compete at the ESL Legendary Series LAN Finals, and that was sort of their first appearance in a LAN event. But a lot of those guys play on ladder quite a bit, and Shoop is he posts some guides and features on the competitive Hearthstone subreddit, so he's known by some pros as well. And Hotform's bringing his tried and true lineup of Patron Warrior, Control Paladin, and Malagos Warlock, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Paladin.
Yeah.
Paladin. Still, I don't like Paladin.
Yeah.
I'm sure it works though. Like, he's made it through the qualifiers, so has to be a good deck.
Yeah, he played Paladin throughout his qualifier run, and it worked out really well for him. I think he had a really high win rate with it. I think the deck that he struggled to find with the most was the Warlock deck, but he's been playing the Warlock quite a bit, and it looks like we have that weird spectator issue where the rope comes really prematurely. But I believe Shoop picked Paladin for the first match, and Hotform picked Warlock. So both these guys like the Paladin.
Yeah.
He roped out. And we got word that Shoop is actually on vacation, and he's playing from a hotel lobby.
Oh man, they're two Shoops.
The double Shoop. Sounds like a... No, I'm not gonna go there. You use your imagination on that one. Hotform, of course, the Canadian flag being the dominating feature in his room. It's even larger than his head.
Oh Canada, oh Canada.
Well, I believe these guys run two different types of paladins. Shoop seems to be running a faster mid-range paladin with double muster, double quartermaster. Well, of course double muster, but then double quartermaster. Hotform, I think, runs a very slow paladin with lots of heals, like Guardian of Kings, double lay on hands, maybe even double heal bot and like double equality. Super control heavy with Wild Pyromancer.
Yeah,
so this interesting to see.
I actually really like that he played Farseer on 3, because he doesn't really get punished by anything aside from coin true silver, but you're not really too unhappy if you coin true silvers. And now he's able to clean up one more muster unit with his 3/3, which is actually like pretty important, because we can see in Shoop's hand he has double quartermaster, so like those are 2 dead cards if all your like muster units are dead.
Yeah.
So it's actually really important. Hopefully he trades. He might not. Okay, good. Solid.
I don't think there's any reason not to trade in this
Exactly.
matchup. You're not going to like race him down with damage. You know that your win conditions are going to come regardless.
Whoa, he does not want to kill that 3/3. He's like contemplating going face right now.
He sees his quartermasters in his hand, and he's like,
I know. It's like, when am I going to play these? Oh, man.
A 5-mana 2/5 is not the best.
Yeah, his hand's just kind of awkward. Like, you're never going to use Harrison, so you could just use it as a body. But, like, the 2 quartermasters are probably going to be dead for a while. BGH isn't going to get value against this deck.
Nope. This deck doesn't even run Dr. Boom,
Exactly.
at least most of the time. I've watched Hotform play this deck quite a bit over the past couple weeks, and he doesn't really change much.
So like now, do you use the quartermaster? You can't really Aldor, right? Because Aldor's pretty bad because it just like lets them clear up your units, and 2 of your cards are like super important.
Yeah.
I guess he's gonna go for it.
He really wants to try and preserve the 1/1s. Next turn, if only one of his Silverhand recruits gets killed, he can use hero power and then coin out a quartermaster for like a guaranteed two buffed Silverhand recruits. But this puts Hotform into a pretty good position. He's controlling the pace of the game pretty nicely, and you can tell that Shoop is playing pretty inefficiently.
Exactly. I really like the type of decks Hotforms plays. It's like not very like aggro-y. It's like more combo-ish. It's more like defensive. You get to play Hearthstone, right? You're not just smashing. You're not smorking face every turn.
Yeah.
That's like kind of the playstyle I like. It's fun. You get to interact.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he's going to go with the coin quartermaster here. I think you just have to get those out of your hand. Like at least play one, because you're not going to get much more value than this.
Mm-hmm. And if that other Silverhand recruit lives, you can buff it up again next turn with your second quartermaster.
Implosion's really good against paladins. It's the card you mulligan for, because you don't like paladins don't really want to be consecrating the implosion units because it takes up an entire card and they don't get as much value as you do from your implosion, and it's like really hard for them to clear up aside from with your 1/1 weapon.
Yeah,
but ultimately they get a lot of value and it's a pretty swingy card. So I wouldn't be surprised seeing him using implosion this turn, maybe on like the 3/3.
It ends up being like a 2-for-1 in that case because you kill whatever you target an implosion with, and you get consecrate for it.
Exactly. Yeah. I think he doesn't want to feed too much into consecrate though, because if he does do this, then a consecrate would clear his entire board. But it's really not that bad. I would like to see a tap implosion here, but that's just me. Implosion. Looks like he's gonna use the dark bomb. Okay.
Yeah, I'll see what it tapped first. Yeah.
Okay, well, he cleared the board. Not too bad. I think I would have liked to see a tap because your hand's kind of bulky. Like, and you have Hellfires to clear up anything if something goes wrong, but going for board like this isn't that bad. And there's the Consecrate. That was a really good draw. That was like one of the best. All right.
That was
board
the
cleared.
best.
Exactly. And I like the use of BGH here. Like, you know like what deck you're against, so there's no reason in holding the BGH all game.
Yeah. Well, no Emperor yet, so it doesn't have a way to reduce the cost of these, I guess, combo pieces with Malagos and Soulfire. His hand is a little bit awkward, because he's got both Hellfires and both anti-Keelbots. He doesn't have a way to sort of, like, gain back the board. He just has a way to clear the board or heal up.
Yeah.
And since he used one of his Dark Bombs earlier, I imagine he wants to be pretty conservative with his other sort of burn spells, I suppose.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I would have liked to see him trade in the Big Game Hunter there. It's just, he hasn't played any Hellfires. I don't think he's played... I don't know. It seems strange to me. I guess it works out either way. Hotform's hand. What do you do?
Azure Drake and hope you draw into Mortal Coil.
That's a little ambitious.
He can use the Hellfire now to clear off everything but the 1/2 slime.
I kind of like Hellfire. I like Hellfire into Imp Gang Boss, because the Imp Gang Boss like clears off the rest of the units. Yeah, and this is what I meant. Like if he would have traded into that heal bot, it would have been like a little more awkward for Hotform.
Yeah,
but ultimately probably fine. Juggler. Yeah, just play your stuff. Not much else to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't really heard much about Shoop. What have you heard about him?
The only things I've heard about him are from his teammates, because I did a couple interviews with his teammates, and he's a very analytical thinker when it comes to the game. I've read a couple of his posts on the competitive Hearthstone subreddit, and they're very in depth.
Mm.
Like when he won the ONOG qualifier, he made a huge post about like why he chose his decks, um, like his thought process behind certain plays that he made when he was playing. So he's a very analytical player, and he doesn't really have too many big accomplishments, but he's a player that a lot of people on the ladder know. He's like one of those sort of ladder hero players. But other than that, I don't know too much about him other than
Yeah.
the fact that he played really well on the week that he won his qualifier. So he
Yeah.
impressed me then.
And he made a guide. Like, I don't know. Making guides is usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Sharing information, things
Yeah.
like that.
Yep. Yep. All right, Azure Drake. And Gang Boss. Yeah, he's using a lot of burn to clear off the board, which I was playing a lot of Malagos Warlock between last night and this morning, and Paladin was one of the matchups I struggled with.
Yeah, Paladin's pretty difficult. You really have to just get bored early and make sure they don't try to cheese you with an Equality Consecrate or something like that.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to find out if Hotform's running double Soulfire or not, because he used those Dark Bombs like so willingly. He just kind of threw them out. So I would expect to see a second Soulfire, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, we haven't seen a Coil yet either. So
Literally 5 minutes before the broadcast today, I was playing a game that looked exactly like this, where I used all my burn early, like both my Dark Bombs and like all my damage early, and I got into a situation where he was at 18 health, and I played Malagos and Soulfire and discarded my second Soulfire. I had no damage left, and he just equality my Malagos next turn.
feels so bad.
So Hotform looks like he's going down that road. I feel bad for him because I can already see it formulating in my head that his Soulfire is going to discard the second Soulfire if he runs to.
Yeah. Man, these turns, like that double BGH is just so awkward. You can't really Hellfire this board. You want to be tapping also. Let's see if he Arguses. Yeah, I like Argus here. This contests the board pretty well. The thing is, the Paladin's running out of cards because he doesn't have much card draw, and he hasn't been getting much value off of his units if you've been keeping track, because like the Quartermaster, yeah, he buffed like two 1/1s, but that's not even that much value. And oh, there we go, Lay on Hands. It's a card.
That's it.
I might have wanted to see him attack into the Drake there first, but I guess it doesn't matter if you use the mini pot because you save HP.
Azure Drake. That's a card that I really like in Paladin. And not just Dragon Paladin, just like mid-range
Oh my
Paladin.
god. Oh my god. That's really unfortunate. What do you do? You could kill it. I mean, I guess it's worse for Shoop because that means Hotform gets initiative on board. So it's better for Hotform in this instance. Ooh, and the Owl. The issue with this is like you don't really want to be silencing a Doomsayer because you want to be silencing Tyrion. But at the same time, pushing what 7, 8, 9 damage and just using an Owl to kill it, to clear the Doomsayer is so much better. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what he does here. I would like to see it tap regardless. So I think, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you silence that Doomsayer, Tyrion's coming out the other end.
I know, right? Yeah, that feels bad, but it just comes down to if he runs 2 Owls, if he has an Ooze or something to deal with Tyrion.
Yeah.
But, I mean, 7 damage to use on a Doomsayer does not feel good. Malagos, I would not like to see that this turn. He just drew a bunch of cards.
As soon as you play Malagos, you're just asking for equality. Ew.
That's why. That's interesting. I can understand this if he completely clears the board, but he's not able to. Maybe he only runs 1 Soulfire. So he knows Malagos won't get much value, but interesting.
Can't see Hotform's facial expression, but you could see him shake his head.
No. Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's fine. He has the Owl for Tyrion. He's definitely still in this just because Shoop doesn't have the second Consecrate. The odds he had the 1 equality he runs in his deck probably and the second Consecrate weren't high enough, to make too much of a difference or play around it.
It's still going to be tough to piece together the damage, though, because this deck does not run much straight up damage. He's gonna have at most like one Soulfire left. The biggest creature that he has left in his deck probably is like what, Azure Drake, second Azure Drake.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna just have enough power.
I feel like we're gonna see like double BGH here or something, or at least one BGH come out. Ooh, Emperor.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Emperor. That's pretty good, but
You need to push damage quickly. I think he wants to say abusive BGH for Tyrion with the owl. That'd be a pretty big swing turn.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right. He needs to start pushing before Shoop can get a handle back on the board.
You haven't seen a True Silver yet, have you?
Had
I like this from Hotform.
he still has abusive BGH for
Exactly,
Tyrion.
and you don't really care if he gets an Ashbringer because everything that he gets from like he can't clear the board with Ashbringer because he's going to be taking the damage. He's going to be face tanking that damage. So you're not really scared of dying either because you have the heal bot. So I like this. Ooh, Sipes that. That's pretty bad. So let's see.
Okay, Twilight Drake. He still has threats left. I think we haven't seen a Twilight Drake at all, so he probably has a second one in there somewhere.
Yeah, I think you just go in like Twilight Drake, abusive BGH, heal bot. You know he didn't have the Consecrate because he would have used it earlier, so he has to top deck it. And you can trade into the Juggler as well. You're not scared of dying if you don't want to use heal bot. You can maybe use a BGH, but I would expect the heal bot just to fit the curve. Yeah, so here we go, BGH, the Wombo combo.
Basically just empties his hand.
Yep, and then like Soulfire won't discard anything. So good. But yeah, it pushes a lot of damage. Ashbringer doesn't make much of a difference because I mean, you're going to be taking that damage to face anyways to clear board. Ooh. So we should see like an Aldor here, maybe on the Drake, and then face tank the 5/4. Seems okay.
Taking a lot of damage though.
Exactly. A game might just be over like really soon. That's 5, 6 on board, 6 plus 7. Which is that?
13.
It's lethal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly 13. All right, throws out the well played, and that was really well played. Hotform manages to maneuver that match pretty well, and he's going to go ahead and take game number 1. And Shoop's hotel lobby. Not doing him good right now.
Yeah, Mallylock, I would say it's favored against Paladin, but every time I play it, like I lose. So I don't really know. It just seems like a deck that it seems like a deck that would win against it because like Paladin gives you a decent amount of time, but sometimes they can rush you down. It feels like it should be more favored than it actually is.
Yeah. Well, Hotform has his own Paladin remaining. He also has Warrior, which I'm guessing is Patron.
Probably Patron, yeah.
Yeah. Shoop still has all 3 of his decks left. Druid, Paladin, and Warlock. It seems like these guys have very similar deck styles and play styles. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say Patron's a little better to bring in the Druid. Just based on everything else. Like Patron's good against Druid, Patron's good against Paladin. Depends what kind of Warlock that is. I'm assuming it's going to be Mallylock, but it could be something else.
Yeah.
Wow, Ancient of War. Okay.
Ancient of War can be pretty problematic for patient warriors.
Yeah, it definitely can be.
If you can get to the point where you're not already too far behind by the time you play Ancient of War, which usually by turn 7, it's not out of control yet. Usually turn 7 is right before the patron starts to do patron things.
Alright, yeah. Keep Despite. Always keep Despite. It's the most important card, for sure. Ooh, Emperor. Yeah, that Drew's hand is not very good. Well, the Warrior's hand is pretty strong. If he draws into like a Patron or an Inner Rage and a Patron, like the game is probably close to over because Despite into it is just like so impossible for a Drew to beat. But
yeah,
you have to be pretty lucky to draw into that stuff. So.
No Wild Growth on turn 2 for Shoop.
He doesn't attack in. I like that a lot. Plays around Battle Rage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the 1 damage usually doesn't make too much of a difference.
So now you want to do 1 damage now and potentially give your opponent one card later.
That innervate was super important because I don't think like Hotform is going to have a very efficient way to deal with this Emperor. I guess he can run the Acolyte in and Despite, so that works. But man, if he didn't get that innervate, I would say Shoop was in a very losing position.
Yeah.
Just because he would have no plays for a couple turns. But innervate into Emperor is basically just giving yourself a wild growth, so it ends up working out.
Yeah, and then he'll have plays for the next coming turns to be able to get an Ancient of Lore a turn quicker. So
what Hotform is debating right now is whether or not he wants to play the Acolyte because of Silence. He doesn't want to play it directly into Silence because he just wants Shoop to curve out very effectively. He needs the draws from Acolyte, so he doesn't want to just drop it on 3, have Shoop keeper it on 4. So I actually do, yeah, Armor Smith's good. I like Armor Smith. Double Armor Smith, I guess that's fine.
Double Armor Smith is actually really annoying for Druids to deal with.
Yeah.
Because they just don't have the spot removal. They have to like play Piloted Treader on curve, and then have to be able to attack into both without having Despite. So
Emperor comes down. I feel like Hotform is planning out his turns pretty well because this turn he can Despite. Ooh. Oh, okay.
Is it worth it? I think developing Despite is still the better play.
I think Despite's still better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, you can Despite this turn, attack in, and next turn you can play Acolyte and attack in with your Despite, and then Battle Rage and draw a bunch of cards because you'll be damaged as well. So that's what I was talking about, him planning out turns, right? That's an interesting draw. It's pretty tempting, but it's not like you can go Acolyte, roll, and execute because you don't have the mana. So I still think Despite's better. I think you're right.
Execute also allows you to deal. You'll have a free activator next turn if you develop Despite this turn, in order to execute whatever comes out the next turn, if you need to. But 5 mana really isn't. Like 5 mana is usually going to be a Sludge Belcher or a Druid Claw, in which case you wouldn't execute anyway, because you'd have to attack into it. All right. Well, he can draw a lot next turn. Plop down the Acolyte, like you said, damage. He'll draw 4 cards if he plays Acolyte of Pain, Battle Rage.
Do you charge that? Or do you taunt it? I guess you charge it. Yeah. Okay. That's good. I like that. Prevents draws. It's the most important thing. And I guess you can Battle Rage here. I'm not really sure what else you would do.
Yeah, you can draw 3 cards.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I wouldn't say drawing 3 cards for 2 is ever bad.
Yeah.
Or 2 cards for 2 rather.
Yeah, and plus the other one from the Acolyte. Well, this is a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. Wow. All he needs is like Emperor on turn 6 and he's golden. He's set for the game right there.
Yeah. Inner Rage next turn would be pretty good as well. Inner Rage might just be game over. Or just developing the Dustbite next turn also. There's a lot of good moves from Hotform. He just has to watch his life total, and I feel like he's in a very, very winning position right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's combo.
Yeah, combo pretty early as well. He's got the 15 damage combo with Hero Power on turn 10, or with 10 mana. Second Frothy Berserker. I mean, he has a ridiculous amount of damage if he can manage to fit it all in one turn.
So do you Despite face this turn? Or do you trade with your face and armor up? Trading with face seems fine. Yeah, I like it. And next turn you can just use double execute if he plays a bunch of minions. Okay. Not too shabby. I think if you're Shoop, you want to try to draw into something cheesy and gimmicky, like double combo. You're not really afraid of anything. So I'm expecting like a lore here, and maybe trying to like cheese Hotform with a double combo, because all you need is an Innervate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Innervate and a roar, but yeah.
None of his other plays really make sense. He'd only play one creature regardless. Like he'd play Sludge Belcher and Hero Power, which it's weak. Or just play the Ancient of Lore. He's got a full hand.
I don't think you can afford to take the damage from that, though. I'm not sure.
And he's also not really at a power turn where he can afford to play a lot. He can like play one frothing. No,
I think you go with the Patron Whirlwind
Patron Whirlwind
and
execute.
execute, and you can
Yeah.
attack in with your Despite if you want. Because at least this way you'll get a pretty big board of patrons.
Yeah. And
You
the
just
next,
you don't want to be passive against Druid. You have to try to take an active role.
wow, he is going to take the damage.
Jeez, that's ballsy. I guess huh. I don't know that I like that. He's used both armor smiths already, so like he doesn't have that way of like getting a bunch of armor back.
And he has both executes in his hand.
Exactly. Like why not just throw one out? That's
I guess
interesting.
he wants a full board.
Yeah, he wants double whirlwind. Damn.
Well, there actually is almost a way for Shoop to deal with the whole board.
All Shoop has to do now is combo face, and then next turn Drew the Claw charge roar, and the game's over. Like, I know you can't, like, I know Shoop doesn't know Hotform's hand, but there's no other winning play here from Shoop. I'd really like to see him just combo face.
And Hotform doesn't have any Whirlwind effects left. He's used both Despites and both Whirlwinds.
Yeah, I mean, using both Armor Smiths that early, like, you know he's done that, and from this point you can kind of tell he's not using the Shield Slam version. So, I would really like to see him at least charge face, right? Maybe set something up. Because the only thing you lose to at this point would be an Unstable Ghoul or Dread Coursier, something like that. But you don't even lose to that, I don't think. I think Drew the Claw Savage War is better this turn than combo.
And if you're hot for him, you see that there's nothing you can do to play around it.
Yeah, I don't know about using that or not using. Okay, so just playing the Shade. I like this as well. Yeah, both Whirlwinds done. This guarantees more damage as well. Ooh, Shield Block. Okay, so he is running Shield Block. Still, I still like this play a lot. Like,
Shield Block Armor Up brings him back to 19, and that would still be lethal.
Lethal, exactly.
With Shade, because that'd be exactly 19 damage.
Yeah.
So, and he actually he doesn't have the mana for it. Because even if he played Unstable Ghoul, he'd be able to Wrath it and still combo.
Ooh, my goodness. What is going on?
Running shield blocks for Hotform. That's... I want to see Shoop's reaction after seeing
Sometimes lucky. Sometimes lucky.
That's pretty ridiculous. I think Hotform might feel bad. He's like, I don't know if I want to use the shield block, because I kind of feel bad for drawing both. But he has to, because he knows that just the Shade on the board with combo is lethal, and he's drawn so many cards with double Ancient of Lord that he has to realize.
Wait. He's not. He has to play it. Wait, what? Hold on. He's got this. Come on. Thank you. Okay, good. Can I clear that off?
Shoop, his eyes
Shoop's
got
just
big.
like, oh my goodness. If he face tanks that, does he still live? He's not face tanking it. Okay, good. Alright. Did he attack with a weapon before that? I don't think he did he?
No.
Yeah, I think he should have attacked there. I don't see the reason not to. That's okay. So Shoop's off lethal. What do you do if you're Shoop here? Do you Harrison?
You can Harrison and then Wrath one, Grim Patron, Keeper another.
Harrison, Wrath. The thing about keepering another is you allow the patrons to propagate whenever you do that.
That's true.
So I'm not really sure about keepering, but I like Harrison. It allows you to get a chance to draw into your second Innervate and maybe just cheese him out with combo.
You can play BGH.
Yeah, he could.
He's not really going to do much else with that extra 3 mana.
Wrath for 3. Yeah, I think BGH is best. I wouldn't mind Keeper, but because like you have the swipe anyway, I don't know. It's interesting. Oh, okay, so he's allowing his patrons not to propagate at all.
Yeah.
But Commanding Shout will allow it to. The issue with Commanding Shout is it leaves them all at 1. Well, most of them are 1, and you can just get a good swipe off. So.
Yeah. Worship Commanding Shout first. Oh, second Grim Patron, but he doesn't have enough mana to use it.
So you play Warsong and you play Frothing.
Frothing, yeah. Plays in the swipe pretty heavily, but I guess you can't really. There's not really any other plays to go for here. This allows you to still live from combo.
Hmm.
I think
That's
Shoop
interesting.
now is just hoping that he can outlast the damage.
Yeah. Okay. So he chooses to not play the Frothing and kill with the Loot Hoarder. But the Loot Hoarder doesn't die, does it? That's awkward. I actually think that really messed him up, like a lot, because now Shoop can clear the board with like Savage War, Tank Face, and Swipe, but I don't think he wants to take the damage. Shoop actually has lethal. It's double combo 24 22. I should know this. I'm a Jude player.
22.
22? Okay, so not lethal. But if you swipe, nothing gets cleared. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That Loot Hoarder didn't mess him up too much, I guess. Huh.
Well, that's a lot of pieces down for Hotform, but he still has a lot of damage left. He's got.
Ooh, second War Song. Jeez.
Yeah.
You can actually go War Song Patron here and just make a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Unless that's lethal, which I don't think it is. That's 2, 4, 6. No. I guess you just go with the Patron.
Yep. Just seems like it never ends.
I know, right?
The pain train never ends. Sometimes you can feel helpless as a Druid player when you're in a situation like this. I mean, if we think back, Shoop was on. Hotform needed exactly shield block into shield block.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty fortunate from
Yeah.
Hotform's end. And Shoop, like, set everything up really well.
Yeah.
So sometimes these things can just happen.
Like, even one shield block, he still would have survived. He still would have been able to lethal him through, but he drew both in succession, so. And now I don't know. I don't think there's a way that he can come back from this.
Well, the Druid can force roar and clear the board, right?
Yeah, but he's at 6 health.
Yeah, but you can clear everything? No, you can't, can you? You can Force of Nature and then play Belcher, I guess.
Yeah, if he does it this way, then he
Oh,
has
yeah.
to attack in with,
With your hero power to the 2/3.
Yeah. which he's taking more damage.
He's a 1 HP, right?
Yep,
Or, well, next turn he's at 2. Okay.
2.
Yeah. So he's dead to a weapon. Let's see if he can draw it.
2 more draws. He's at a Warsong Commander, so Frothing Berserkers.
It's only Gromosh and a
Yeah.
weapon, right? Oh, that's not lethal.
Whoa!
I like playing Pain and... Okay. I was going to say I would maybe play the Frothing, but this allows him to get a weapon draw.
He doesn't have many cards left.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to draw into damage, but the thing is, can he get past like a Belcher? Can he get past something like that? I don't see a way Shoop clears this board, though, honestly. Even if you get the second combo, like, how are you going to deal with it? You know he hasn't used any Execute, so more is, like, completely worthless, but you have no other option.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty depressing if you're Shoop in that situation. From thinking that you're going to have guaranteed lethal into just losing the game from that point. It's pretty rough.
Yeah, I like that he played the Belcher also. He realized that, you know, both Executes are down. I mean, he played pretty well. Can't really fault him for this lot. It's just like Patron beats Druid sometimes.
Yeah. And all he has to do is attack in, execute, attack in, and then slam face with the Patron. And he
there's
draws
War
into
X.
Fire War X.
That's
He
his
only
last
had-
weapon.
Yeah, he only had 3 cards left, I think. So Fire War X plus 2 more.
Yeah, I think a second Interrage maybe, something like that.
All right. Well, Hotform takes a 2-0 lead in the series, and we could be on our way for our second 3-0 of the day. Yesterday in Group A, we saw almost every single match. I think it was all but one went to a Game 5. So we had 4 3-2s and 1 3-1. Today, we've already gone pretty quickly through the first match, which was a 3-0, and now Hotform is game away from taking 3-0 in this series as well, and he's going to do it with Paladin, so he has 3 opportunities to win with Paladin. And Hotform's Paladin is a little bit interesting. It's super slow. It's sort of like I don't even know. It sort of reminds me of like Ramp Druid in the fact that it just runs lots of taunts and ways to stop, but it's just control Paladin is what it is.
Yeah, I actually think that Druid's favored in this matchup. A lot of people would be like, "Oh, Paladin's favored," but mid-range Paladin is good against Druid. Heavy control Paladin, where you're just kind of like sitting back and equalitying boards and stuff, doesn't usually work out too well, just because Druid has a lot of card drawing mechanics and doesn't really run out of steam. Has double lore usually. This one runs Harrison, it runs Drake. Like the Druid's just not going to run out of steam, and that's usually what the Paladin hopes for.
Mhm.
So I think this is Druid favored, but Paladin can, anything can happen. It's Hearthstone.
It's Hearthstone.
Throws away both qualities. I like it.
Outdoor Peacekeeper's great, but overall not the best early hand. He gets doubles both of his engines in his
Double
opening hand.
engine. That's crazy. Shoop hasn't been drawing like too great. He needs that wild growth. He didn't get wild growth last game or this game.
Yeah. The Senjin Shieldmaster, the natural predator of the piloted shredder.
Did we see any shield slams from Hotform last game?
No.
Even though if he was running double shield block?
Just double shield block. Unless both of his shield slams were his last two cards,
That's crazy.
then no.
Jeez. Oh man, and Shoop's running the Ancient of War version. I forgot. Like he's running like double roar, but Ancient of Wars are terrible against paladins. Like super bad. He's just gonna get Eldored. It's just gonna get owled. Like
Yeah.
It's unfortunate he's running those, especially against paladin.
Yeah. Ysera is a really good card against Druid, just because they don't really have great ways to remove it. Like, the best way they usually remove it is either just by silencing it and ignoring it, in which case it's still a 4/12, or by comboing it.
Yeah, comboing it's like the juiciest. It's just like thanks.
Yeah.
Don't have to play around that one anymore.
And Hotform has the advantage of information here, because he saw a lot of the deck from Shoop last game. He knows that he plays double Savage Roar, and he can assume that he plays just double combo in general. And he didn't see Ancient of War, which could be...
That double wrath, though. This is a pretty big investment just to kill a shield master, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that.
And now it's just going to be another one.
Exactly. He's going to have to invest 2 more cards into that.
Where's my third and fourth Wrath?
Oh, man.
He curves out pretty well, at least.
Yeah, he does. And he has the lore for draw, so that's probably why he wasn't too concerned using both wraths there.
And Hotform runs double equality, and he's probably going to need one of those pretty soon here, because his cards don't match up quite as well. I guess Alduin into Dr. Boom is still pretty good, but I feel like the overall card quality from Shoop in this mid game is going to be a little bit better.
Yeah. Mini bot, it's pretty good. Pretty good turn. We should be seeing a swipe here, I guess. If you swipe in, you can clear a lot. Honestly, lore just does just as much as swipe, I think. So probably lore is just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like lore.
And even though he hasn't drawn into Wild Growth in either of these games, he has curved out okay and drawn into his Ancient of Lores really early in both Druid games.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to draw Wild Growth, then having Innervate Thorsan into double lore is pretty good, or having Shade Druid of the Claw into double lore is pretty good.
At first I was going to say I really disagree with the Shade attack, but the fact that Hotform's running double equality and Shoop probably knows what type of player Hotform is, it's probably good that he attacked there. Despite him not having the equality, you kind of need to make plays and reads like that. But it looks like Hotform's going to take the board here. Mm-hmm. And Shoop really needs a BGH right now, because that board is pretty scary.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for him to come back on the board as well. There's the Wild Growth.
Perfect timing.
Turn 7, exactly when you want a Wild Growth. Right when you're done ramping, but before you can use it as draw. Swipe is reasonably effective here, and he knows that he's not too worried about taking too much face damage here. Well, I mean 7 to the face.
He just got fireballed in the face. Feels bad, man. I would like to see a consecrate here. I know he runs double equality, but like you can get out of Ysera next turn. If you
Yeah.
play like consecrate into muster, you force the opponent to either have the second swipe. If he doesn't, then just like use a bunch of other garbage.
Hotform Marshal usually runs one Wild Pyromancer.
Okay, yeah,
So he in this Paladin, so he does have more activators for equality later on in the game.
I really like this though. It's just like being really aggressive, and it ensures that like you're gonna get a pretty good Ysera next turn.
Yeah.
You might even have lethal with the owl into like True Silver or something. I'm not sure how much damage he has, but
So if he plays Ancient of War, he has 5, 8, 9. No, I don't think he would because
it's not lethal, right?
No, he has 12 damage, I think.
I wonder if he's just gonna go for it with the owl into True Silver and smack face a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Put the beat down on him.
Yeah, you can put him at 1 this turn if he owls and True Silvers.
I would like that a lot, actually. I think that's a pretty good play. You get punished, though, by him top decking swipe and him having a taunt.
Yeah, but he would have. It would have to be a top deck because he would have used swipe this turn.
That is true. Exactly.
And so you can pretty much bank on the fact that he'll have to be top decking. And I don't
Double heal
really
bot, man.
see a way for Shoop to come back in this one.
I don't think he can either. Maybe, no, a swipe saves him, right? He can heal with the lore.
Yeah, but it.
Oh, no, that's not enough, right?
Yeah.
No, it is. It's
enough. Yeah, it's enough. But he'll have to deal with Ysera the next turn. I guess it's possible. It's possible.
Belcher? There's a taunt.
Yeah.
It's,
If
I don't know.
he's got 11 total mana, he can play Belcher, and that's it.
Like Belcher, Keeper, Innervate, Hero Power.
Yeah.
Belcher, Keeper that, Innervate, Hero Power, 1/1. That's game, I think, right?
Yeah. He could get.
I think it's exact lethal if he trades everything to the highest attack.
He'd be left with 3 1/1s. So
And
he
a
could
2/1,
choose
so
over
it's
and-
2
yeah,
over.
Yep, it's over. And Hotform realizes it. He says, even if you have Innervate Hero Power. All right, and Shoop concedes, and once again, we
Jeez.
have another 3-0 series. Hotform moves on to the winner's match to face Mirari, and Shoop is going to move down to the loser's match to face Amaz.
Amaz, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that was. It looked pretty rough for Hotform in that second game with the Patient Warrior, but he ran shield block into shield block and managed to survive. And a little bit unfortunate for Shoop, but like I said, he's not out of the tournament yet. He is going to have another opportunity, but it's going to be a tough road for him because he has to face off against Amaz.
Amaz, yeah.
Yeah. And I believe we are going to have the winners match next, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be the next match is going to be Hotform versus Mirari. So both these players have not lost a game today. So that should be a really exciting match. I want to give you guys another reminder to head over to geico.onog.gg. The website is right down in the middle of the overlay on the screen there. You can get all the information about the tournament. I believe the open qualifiers will start again this next coming week. So you can head over there or Liquid Hearth in order to find out when that next tournament is and sign up. You can sign up cross-region as long as you have cards on the respective account in E or NA. Of course, you have a chance to win GEICO points, you have a chance to win money, and you have a chance to win World Championship points. You can also get a GEICO code at that website and enter in to win an official TSM PC. But the winner's match is up next. It is going to be Hotform versus Mirari. So don't go anywhere, guys. More ONOG Summer Circuit action right after this.